what to do. You're gonna have to run at this switch now to fit in. Do you want that in your society? America don't want that. I don't want that personally. I don't want to think because I grow up and I get sick and I have children and then they've got their only option is to pick up a switch because that's like who controls the city now, right? And that's like the only option because they didn't do good on their SATs and that's just society now, right? Because like most people where people come from, you know, men go to prison, women go to university, right? And like that's still a better option than living in a fucking tent, right? To some. But they still rather not be a fucking terrorist, right? They've seen their homies fucking blow themselves up, missing limbs, arms, legs, feet, fingers, fucking just because they wanted to take a shit at night time. They fucking looked away for a second with the camera, forgot where they're walking, stood on a landmine. It doesn't matter because yeah, their family's all good at the fucking Jordan refugee camp they've been living for 9 years. Their son doesn't even know what their fucking city looks like anymore. You know what I mean? And like you can think then, well then I've got to support war and pick a side. Well, if you support that, then you'd be encouraging Hamas's surrender, because if you have to look at it as a political party, they're not terrorism then. They're failures within a political governance system. Right? They're failures within that. Even when Gaddafi fell, and the CIA and society kept him alive to watch everything he worked for, and that yes, he was the one who might have helped pull the trigger in the families, right? He stopped American infrastructure, and the tyranny of imperialism was injustice, right? But then when his son or his brother, whatever, took over, he did that shit for 2 weeks and said, "Nah, man, I've had enough. This isn't my life," right? And that's everybody, right? That's everybody in the world, right? If people who are a person, like if I really cared about the struggle of the Irish people as an Irish person, and I wouldn't even be taken seriously unless I moved back to Ireland and like involved in that. Like I taught the historical struggle, and this is the photo that Australia had in the 1980s on our walls, and it would say no blacks, no dogs, no Irish until the late 80s. Like there's, but like no one's really going to give a fuck, like in the entirety, right? Because there's really no one alive that really cares, right? Like that ain't today, in theory, right? So like within its relevance, at the end of the day, like if you can say that you don't support Israel, then you support people living indefinitely in refugee camps, right? Because that's the unfortunate reality of it. Unfortunately, we've had too many wars in our lives, too many wars in society, that enough people can tolerate